You don't know Bobrisky?
No, Bobrisky, fine. I don't know anything.
He's a cross-dresser that has been on Snapchat. Bobrisky and nobody has told him.
Nobody, till
So it's nobody's business. What people are
saying. Why is he gay?
No, he said he's not.
My people dead, yeah. My people suffer. Them they pray for blessing. Hey, my people dead, yeah. Them they pray for blessing.
Hello viewers, once again, my name is Dario Sadiku. Welcome to the L.O.L Show on TopAfric. L.O.L stands for Lens of Leadership. And on this platform, African scholars in Germany bear their mind out on issues affecting the community. So today, on Friday, the German parliament or the German lawmakers voted on a law. The bill allows couples who have been limited to civil unions to have full marital rights, ability to adopt children. In a couple of months, that will be passed fully into law, which would give, of course, gay couples in Germany the full rights as other marital couple or heterosexual couples. We didn't have this before in Germany. Before it was just about civil partnerships. So joining me again today is Ewa, Ade, Eddie, and Uche. So we'll be discussing these issues and we'll be discussing how it affects us and affects our countries back home. So Ewa, could you tell me this gay rights law, whatever it's called, or bill, what does it mean for you?
Thank you very much. Actually, I think I don't want to say I'm neutral because of course I have an opinion. I mean, I think people can do whatever they want to do. I don't really want to speak about the German perspective because even though I live here and of course I love Germany, I don't have a German passport, but of course I still have an opinion. But I would direct my views and my opinions more with respect to Nigeria, where I am from. And yes, maybe the Germans think, of course, you have people who are against it here, but then that's why it's a democracy, and then most people voted for it. So okay, if that's what they want to do, then that's fine. Well, the only thing I would say about the German system is like in some other places, what I see is it's now moving to people who are not for homosexuality. They are now being, I wouldn't want to say marginalized, but then there's a lot of attack on these people. Meanwhile, I think if some people decide they want to be pro-homosexuality, then fine. And then the people who say, I don't want to have anything to do with it, so long as they are not being violent towards these people, then they should be permitted to have their own opinion. That's what I think about the system here, because in some Western countries, that's not what happens. People who say, I don't want to support it, even though they are not being violent towards homosexual couples, you have people who are against them, and then it's like the tables have turned. People say, oh, because they're homosexuals, people have been against them, but now they're not being so violent and very critical of people who probably think, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So the time is short. So moving on to Nigeria. When some people, speak about homosexuality and then they're like, oh, why are your people so backward, and then they don't want to support it, this is my opinion. I think the laws in Nigeria or in most African countries, when they say homosexuality is not permitted, it's more of a cultural thing. I wouldn't say it's even religious, because say for example I am Christian, and then someone who is married to 3 wives, that is not permitted in Christianity, but I don't hate the person because of that. It's not against the law. So it's more of a cultural identity. And then say another person who, looking at it from a religious perspective, some people say, okay, they don't believe in someone having multiple partners. I'm sorry for going into so much detail, but then people do it, and then you don't judge them. It's not against the law because the culture accepts it. So, and then people are saying, oh, it's mainly because people are religious and backward. But it's not that. This is the reason why those laws are there in these African countries. My grandfather was polygamous. I don't support polygamy, but the culture supports it. But he can't come here and be polygamous because it's against the law. So they can't force, I wouldn't want to say force, but it's more of a cultural thing. And then most people in Nigeria actually don't bundle people to jail because they are homosexuals. That's not what it is. We all know them, Bobrisky and all of that. What people are against is when you come out and you try and impose that law. Because what most education or what most circles say is this: if you want to force this law on us, because I respect it, like I'm here, and then I go to other countries where it is legalized. Of course, I respect it and I mind my business. But if you want to come back and force this law on us, then first go to those places and force them to acknowledge the fact that our grandfathers, and even a young person like you who wants to marry 3 wives, you're permitted to do it. I may hate it, I don't like it, but you are allowed to do it because the culture permits it. So first come here and agitate for these people to accept that law, then you can now come and say, okay, yes, you people accept it as well. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I would say freedom is beautiful when we all have equal rights to express our social stand, our belief, and our political view. In the case of Germany, I think gay couples are excited because of this new bill, and I have people who fall into this category, and I'm happy for them as well. But I would also like to say, as an African man coming from Nigeria, where you will be in prison for 14 years for coming out as a gay person, I can't imagine how my fellow Nigerians will react to such news. I can tell you it's definitely not with excitement. Yeah, but like I said, we live in a society where gay isn't something of taboo. In the German culture of today, being a gay person is not something that people will criticize you for, and extending the same rights that every other couple has to these people, I think it's just a good development, and I think it's something we should welcome. But then when we talk about gay couples getting married, having to adopt kids, then I think it's more like then it boils down to a very moral and a very individual evaluation and questions. There are heterogeneous couples who shouldn't have kids, who shouldn't get close to kids, and there are gay couples as well who shouldn't get close to even having kids as well. So I think it's just the start of a process. And I think the government will really have to do more scrutiny to making sure that people who are able to adopt kids are people who really are able to take care of one, who has the moral ability, the mental ability, and all are able to provide what kids will need. And also, it's out of the question, but I would just like to chip it in. When we say gay couples are allowed to get married, I think about it in 2 different perspectives. A marriage is an institution, and there is a very religious aspect of this institution. When we talk about marriage from the Christian point of view, we see a union between a man and a woman, and that is the Christian belief. As long as it is allowed for gay couple to get married like every other person, which I think is just fair, I think it is a different discussion if this marriage should be allowed in the church. Personally, I would say no, because it goes against the Christianity. Yeah.
Thank you, Rabi. Like the 2 commentators, Ade and Ewa mentioned, for us Africans, it's something I would say it's foreign, and it's a welcome development for the German people, I would say, because some years back it was illegal to be gay or trying to be gay couples and stuff like that. But if the government and the parliament and the people want this and it's decided democratically, then I think fine. It shouldn't be a problem for the German people or Africans living in Germany, because they should be law-abiding and they should respect the choice of the German people. In respect to the African community, for me, I don't know how I would say. I'm not against it because I can't be against something I don't know. It's very hard for me to criticize what I don't know. So I won't expect Africans to do the same. They should just try and understand that that's a way of life, that's a sexual way of life, or a decision being made by people, and if they are okay with it, I think everybody should be left alone to live the kind of life they want, as long as it doesn't interfere with lives of others or disturb others. And I think that's all I have to say concerning that.
Yeah, for me, I think it boils down to the issue of choice. I mean, if the German government believes that passing this bill into place, I mean, if it's going to help us in some way, then fine. But for me, coming from Nigeria, before I came here, I wasn't in support of it. Trust me. But since I came here, I even have a few classmates who are into this stuff, and they are wonderful friends. So if you're having people who are into same-sex and they are very good friends, I mean, so what would you have against them? So for me, I don't have anything against them. I just believe that if it's worth it, then it should be worth it.
Thank you very much, our guests. I'd like to thank our guests for the very, very interesting comments that they've given. Very brilliant comments, I would say. Ewa made mention of something. She believes that because the Western world is tending more towards accepting of homosexual couples, that means everybody has to be on the same page. And if you're not on the same page, then people perceive you in a different light, or people think you're not, what word should I use for that?
Politically correct.
Politically, okay, it's more of political correctness, okay? So, that's very interesting. So one more thing I would like to go on is on the TopAfric page, Facebook page, we asked people to give their comments on what they think about the recently legalized marriage in Germany. So there were some very interesting comments, and somebody called Phil Collins, I'll read what he said. He said, "It makes one so happy that you are not ignored by your society, but rather being loved and cared for as any other human being should." And somebody with the pseudonym Billionaire Laughs, he wrote that, "Call a spade, certain acts are not good. If a man has sex with an animal, it is not good, nor is it natural, even when he enjoys it. So should we legalize it because someone enjoys sex with animals?" And another comment by the same person was that, if you legalize the same-sex marriage, why not legalize polygamy? A man who wishes to marry more than one wife, why shouldn't it be allowed? Very interesting questions, I would say. Questions for another day. So, do you have anything to add? I would like to just ask you one by one, just to tell me, we're all from Nigeria here, as you. Would you be happy to see Nigeria take the same step at a sooner time in future to give gay couples the full rights to get married and to kill the bill that seeks to put them in prison for 14 years? What's your view? Just say one word, please.
I'll pick on this. Yes, you want African nations to do this, but I just want to point out something. First things first, people are doing it already, but then they don't just throw you in jail because you're doing it. What most people are against is when you want to bring it and then force it down our throats. That's what people are actually against, because we know them, but then nobody just throws you in jail because of that. That's what people are against. Like I said earlier, there is a difference of perspective, and then we mustn't just swallow what one side of the river does, hook, line, and sinker. If that is to happen, then they should accept what is going on this other side. It just should be a balance, basically. Thank you.
Just go straight.
Yeah,
I adopt the legislation or not?
That's a tough question to answer. I wouldn't say yes or no, because I think a law is made for a group of people who live together, and these laws are based on the belief and culture of these people. And as Nigeria, we have a government which is a representation of the people. If our legislators, if they decide that if the people decide this is a topic to discuss, I think they should be able to send it to the legislature and put it on the floor of the House to discuss.
Like I mentioned earlier, this decision will be taken by the African people when they get to that time. Right now, it's a forbidden topic, and no one can. Gay couples are not allowed, just like it was in Germany some years back. Maybe in the future, the African people will realize, okay, there are groups of people who need certain rights, and they will do that.
So would you be happy that your country would adopt such legislation? Just yes or no, please.
No.
No. And you?
Yeah, for me, I would say no.
No? So I take it as a no from you, indecision from Ade, and
No.
a no from Ewa. So here we have it. Our African scholars are not fully in support of the same legislation for back home in Africa. Thank you very much. On the next episode of this show, the L.O.L Show, which is Lens of Leadership, you will join us where we talk on a very important topic, born in Nigeria, which is Biafra. Thank you.